Sound Dunes Swing Ensemble is a 20-piece big band with 18 instrumentalists and 2 vocalists that feature music of the Great American Songbook from the 20s through the 80s. We have been privileged to support the Alzheimer's Family Support Center's fundraising efforts since 2016. We've participated in the annual David Birtwell Remembery Walk in Harwich and more recently the Provincetown Walk for Alzheimer's. Many of our musicians have family members who have died or currently suffer from this heartbreaking illness. We are all very grateful for the services provided by the AFSC and hope that our music brings smiles to our viewers and helps raise funds for this most worthy cause.
Greetings, friends and supporters of the Alzheimer's Family Support Center. My name is Jim Stamboni, and we are the Sound Dunes Swing Ensemble. We've put together a fun program of music from the 30s up through and including the 60s, featuring swing, blues, Latin, rock and roll, and even a little Motown, and we hope you really enjoy the show. We call our program American Bandstand. Where'd that come from? Well, if you're going to call your performance American Bandstand, you might as well kick it off with the theme song from the TV show American Bandstand that ran from 1952 to 1989 and was hosted by Dick Clark. We're going to be doing an instrumental version of it, which was the way it was originally recorded. Probably the most famous rendition as an instrumental was Les Elgar back in the early 50s. In the mid-70s, 75, Barry Manilow added the words to it, but we're going to give you the instrumental version of Bandstand Boogie. We hope you enjoy it. And we hope you enjoy the program. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two of our great saxophone section here, rendition some solos. We have Tim Blanket up there on alto and Lonnie Gennaro on Barry sax. Thank you guys, great job. Okay, our next tune is made famous by the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, and more specifically, the trombone playing of Tommy Dorsey himself. Great ballad, and here to perform it for you is Dan Faley. I'm Getting Sentimental Over You. Song written by Irving Berlin, another one of the great American composers, I would say of our time, but it actually predates many of us. It's an upbeat song called Blue Skies, and here to sing it for you is Mr. Tom Yanka.
Birds
Sinatra and Fred Astaire would all be very, very proud of you. Next tune gets us into the blues genre. It's a song that was probably made famous initially by Louis Armstrong's Satchmo, and the background behind it is it supposedly was written to describe what the French Quarter was like back in New Orleans in 1898, 1899, and as some of you may know that might have had occasion to go down there, that was known as the Red Light District. Can't figure out why. Anyhow, here we are going to do a version of Basin Street Blues. 2, 3. Featured soloists on that song were Peter DeBacher on tenor sax, Tim Blegan on alto sax, Mr. Tommy Yanka on trombone, and what a great tune. And Barbara, where's Barbara? And Barbara back there on drums. Okay, our Our next tune is a Cole Porter favorite from 1936. Again, you notice we're sticking with the theme of American composers, American performers. And this song, I've Got You Under My Skin, was initially recorded by Frank Sinatra in 1946. Some of us have recall a version of that was done by the Four Seasons, the pop group The Four Seasons in 1965. But here to sing for you is our wonderful female vocalist, Mary St. George, and her rendition of I've Got You Under My Skin.
2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wasn't that great? Thank you, Mary. Fantastic. One of the tunes that the band really enjoys playing is a Glenn Miller feature from back, I guess, late 30s, maybe early 40s. And whenever we play a dancing gig, it's slow to get going, but usually when we kick this one into gear, people tend to come alive. So we hope that you will enjoy this version of In the Mood. Feel free to clap, sing. You're in the privacy of your own facility, so you don't have to worry about anybody pointing at you. So have a good time. In the Mood.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Next tune is a Frank Sinatra hit. One of his later ones, I think. It was 65. Written by Johnny Mercer. And Sinatra recorded it in 1966. And here to do it for you is Mr. Tom Yanka, The Summer Wind.
1, 2, 3.
Next tune, maybe not as popular or famous as some of the previous ones we've done, but it's a gorgeous tune that Mary does a wonderful job on. It's written by Eddie Haywood. The arrangement is done by a fellow by the name of Dave Volpe. And Dave Volpe runs a lot of the big band orchestrations that we play. Great arrangements, great both instrumental and with vocalists. So here to do it for you is Mary St. George at Canadian Sunset. Wasn't that a beautiful rendition? Thank you, Mary. That was absolutely fantastic. We said we were going to do a little Motown, and some of us that were in our teens back in the 60s remember groups like the Temptations, the Four Tops, Martha and the Vandellas, you name it. Well, one of the great composers as well as performers from a group called Smokey Robinson and the Miracles is Smokey Robinson. And we're going to do a version of a tune that actually, the Temptations, I think, were the ones that made it a top hit. It's called Get Ready. solos on that were had by Lonnie over there on Barry, I think Tim on alto, myself, I threw myself under the bus there for a little bit, and I was remiss from one of the previous songs in the movie. We had a great solo there by my friend Mr. Mark Paredes on trumpet over there. It was a fantastic rendition. So, Boogie Robinson, The Miracles. Next we go to a tune by Hoagie Carmichael, again another great American composer, piano player, and one of his pretty ballads that he wrote music for was a tune called The Nearness of You, with words by Ned Washington, and here to sing it for you, again is Mary.
That's my own purpose, and that's my oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that brings on this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms, and I feel so close to you. All I
Again, kind of was prime time for a lot of us here in the band, and there was a singer, I guess the original was called a folk singer, but he kind of merged into rock, and his name was Jim Croce, and he did a lot of great songs at that time, and one of the most memorable songs is the song called Bad Bad Leroy Brown. For 50 years or so, I've been calling it Big Bad Leroy Brown, and finally was corrected to get the right name. So here's an instrumental version arranged by, again, that great arranger for big bands, Dave Olvey, is Jim Croce's Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Bad
cover that in addition. Thank you very much. We're going to take you back in time. We talked about a lot of great composers, musicians, big band leaders, and one of the great clarinet players at the time, and also a great band leader, was a fellow by the name of Benny Goodman. And one of his probably more famous instrumentals was a tune called The Jersey Bounce, and we're going to do it for you right now. Having as much fun and as good a time as we are in terms of performing this music. It's a passion for us. Most of us are retired, or probably just about all of us are retired, and most of us are not professional musicians, but it's a passion for us, and we enjoy performing, and we certainly enjoy a live audience, but hopefully we've got a good audience in attendance virtually, and that you're enjoying it as much as we are. Our next tune is, I recall it from, again, the early days. It was a band leader with one of these lush orchestras called Mantovani. And one of the songs that always comes to mind when I think of Mantovani is a song called More. I think it's also called The Theme from Mondocani, I believe is the name of it. It's written by two of my paisans, Mr. Ortolani and Mr. Oliviero, but then there was an English translation by Norman Newell, and Mary's going to give us the English translation version of More. Well, Sinatra, Bobby Darin, maybe Bobby Darin more so than Sinatra, back in the day. It's a song written by a Frenchman, both the music and the words, a fellow by the name of Charles Trenet, and actually it was written in French, obviously. And at the time, I think the name of the song was Les Mer, and we're going to do a rendition of it with Tom on vocals, called Beyond the Sea. We couldn't possibly do a program of this kind of music without putting in Patty Page's kind of claim to fame, or one of her claims to fame, is the beautiful ballad, Old Cape Cod. And here to do it for you, again, is Mary. Mary, take it away.
Served by a window with an ocean view. The ocean to fall with okay. Winding roads that seem to beckon you. Miles and miles of green, baby, the sky is so blue. Church bells chiming on the Sunday morning remind you of the place where you were born. So if you spend an evening, you're gonna want to stay, watching the moonlight on Cape Cod Bay. You're wishing to fall in love with her, Cape. Winding roads that seem to beckon you. Miles and miles of greenery, the sky is so blue. Church bells chiming on the Sunday morning remind you of the place where you were born. And if you spend the evening, you're gonna want to stay, watching the moonlight on Cape Cod Bay. I'm sure you're gonna fall in love with
This is a Gershwin tune. I don't know that we've done any Gershwin today, but we're closing in on our program a little bit. I want to do this great arrangement by Volpe called They Can't Take That Away From Me.
we wear your hat, the ways of your way, the memories of that. No, they can't take away from me. The way you sing of me, the way you hold my dream. No, I can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on this bumpy road. Still, I'm always gonna keep a memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till we that changed my life. No, I can't take it away from me. No, I can't take that away from me.
supporting us and allowing us to use this performance area. I want to thank Jim Fulton, who's recording this, who's a member of the Channel 18 Harwich crew, along with Jamie Goodwin, who's also giving us a lot of support, a lot of appreciation there. Finally, in the band, Steve Smith has put together a great video front end to this concert, and I want to thank him for designing and producing that particular lead into this performance, which I'm sure you will enjoy. We hope that we've brought some smiles to you. We also hope that there was a little bit of a walk down memory lane, because a lot of the tunes were probably back in our youth. Going forward, there's a lot of work to be done in Alzheimer's research, and not only in terms of the patients, but in terms of the caregivers, who sometimes and often suffer as much as the patients themselves. And if it wasn't for Molly and Melanie and the rest of the staff at the Alzheimer's Family Support Center, we'd be in a whole heap of trouble here. They have done such phenomenal work. As I said in the lead-in wave in front, many of us have either directly are involved with early onset Alzheimer's or have family members that we're caring with. So it's a very important organization, does an awful lot of good on the Cape. And as you can see from the sign up in front there, if you can, please make a donation to help this great organization out. We basically, I guess we got 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, so let me ask the band. Band, do you want to do LOVE or a feel good?
Feel good.
Feel good? Okay, let's wrap it up with I Feel Good, James Brown, 1966.
Feet, forward.